Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live today. I am here again today, and I'm excited to talk to you. I have felt inspired to come and talk to you all about healing this week, so that's what I'm doing. Those of you who've been with me, those of you who don't know me, welcome. My name is Gina Strole. I am an intuitive healer, psychic, medium, and an abundance coach. So I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that if you're just joining us, come on in, say hi, grab your favorite drink, and I hope the words that you hear today are something that will be beneficial for you and might help you. Maybe have some aha moments for yourself as you are moving along your healing journey. I want to pull up comments really fast, so give me just a second. And we will get to work. So I'm excited that you're all here. This week has been really an amazing week. And I was thinking yesterday, if you caught my live yesterday, we talked about healing in a roundabout way and how we get stuck in beliefs and feelings and emotions, and we don't even really realize what's going on. And, this has been my sole purpose in life. This has been what I have chosen to dedicate my life to, literally. Like, I've dedicated my life to my own healing and dedicated my life to helping others do their healing too. And since I have dedicated my life to that, literally this whole world has opened up for me. And it has been amazing. Once we step into what we're truly designed to do, our life purpose, if you want to call it that, to me, I think my life purpose could have been anything, helping anybody. But for me, this is where I chose to step into that, helping people and being part of their lives and holding their hand, basically, while we go through hard times. So I'm excited to be here. I got up this morning and I was so excited for my day because I had healing appointments, which was always freaking amazing. And I've had Zoom meetings and Zoom calls with my team, and it's just been a beautiful day. And then I have the opportunity to come on and talk to all of you. So I'm excited to be here. Thanks for being here with me. Thanks for joining us. If you're coming on, please comment and say hi. Let me know you're in here. If you have questions while we're going through this, please feel free to type them in the chat, and let's talk about it. So today I wanted to talk about a specific type of healing. As I sat in meditation this morning, and I channeled what I should talk about today, because those of you who know me, that's how I roll. I just like to know, where I need to be today and what I need to do. And the thing that came up was inner child healing. And those of you who've been on my page, you saw, I think it was last week, we had a whole, all of our posts were around inner child healing. We talked about those all week, what it is, what it does for you. But today I just wanted to come on and really get specific and talk about what it is to me, because you can get the different layers of, you can go to all different avenues and get different answers for this. For me, inner child healing has been something that has come very natural for me. It is something that I often do when I help others in healing. Like almost every time, not every time, but almost every time I meet with someone, it is usually some part of inner child healing that we do. And not only that, I've spent a great deal of time doing my own inner child healing because I believe in it so much. In fact, that's what really turned me on to the whole. I used to laugh when people would say, oh, tap into your inner child, and I used to think, oh my gosh, that is such a crock of shit. Now here I am today going, what does my inner child need today? She needs something. And I tap into that a lot more, and I feed into that because I know that it's an important part of my healing process, and it's an important part of what I do. So, this is just something that I've truly dedicated my life to do. So I'm excited to come and talk to you about this and let you know kind of how it works in Gina's world. I have met a lot of people who do inner child healing. We all do it slightly different. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way, and I'm not bashing anybody, or I think it's all beautiful. Anytime we do any part of healing, I know it's a little different in the coaching world versus the intuitive healing world. So, but it's all good. So, I want to talk about just for a minute, what is inner child healing? So today with what is the inner child healing, or it can be called inner child work too as well. I always just refer to it as healing. To me, it's an essential part of our work. It's the process of changing yourself to becoming the person that you know you can be. And for me, I do this work by going back to specific situations that started in where those beliefs started for many years ago in the first place. And then we work on that to heal those old wounds. I actually just spent time this morning doing inner child healing with one of the girls from my membership group. And that's exactly what we did. It's just going back, you know, her complaint today, this is what's always interesting to me, is because her complaint today was all about and I wouldn't even say it was her complaint. It was the first one. When I tap into people to do their healing, I really get into their energy. And she was just tired and didn't find a reason to get out of bed. And she really didn't understand why. And she just was sleeping her days away, sleeping her nights away, just not feeling it, getting up and it's like, oh God, here we go again, and going to bed and oh my God, I gotta do this again in the morning kind of thing. And she was just really in a rough place. And it was very interesting to go back in and see what was going on. And she had decided, because of some life events and things that had happened many, many years ago, that she wasn't worth it. She wasn't worth the investment. She wasn't worth the time. Now, obviously, she had made a commitment to herself to start her healing work, or she wouldn't have been seeing me today. But there was that part of her that didn't feel that she deserved it because of her past. And so we were able to go back and clear so much of that up. And she even said when we were done how much better she felt. That to me is what energy healing is all about. That's how this works. And it's taking away that baggage, that heaviness, that blah feeling. Sometimes we don't even realize that's what's going on. We get in what I call a frump. And we don't even realize what is happening to us, but we just are not feeling it. We can't come to a place of gratitude. We can't come to a place of peace. We're dreading our days. We're dreading our nights. We're just not feeling life. This is when the energetic baggage has just gotten too heavy to carry anymore, and we're just done. And our physical body can only handle so much of that. And pretty soon we just start having physical symptoms and things going on inside of our bodies that are telling us the red flag is going off, that it's time to do some work. But a lot of times when we get those symptoms, and I'm not saying you shouldn't go to the doctor, but a lot of people run to the doctor and they want to take medicine or take a pill to make it better. When yes, you probably need that in the moment, but what we really need is our body needs to release all of the energetic baggage that we have been holding on to. And for me, I'm 47 years old. There's some shit that I held on to for a long, long, long time. And one of the reasons that I started doing healing work for myself is because many years ago, I had this same experience, and I would get kidney and bladder infections almost monthly. Like it was like clockwork for me. And I would get so sick, they would make me miserable. I'm back to the doctor, more antibiotics. I'm living off of antibiotics now. And it just really was not a cool place to be. And then it got to the point which it changed for me. And I'm at this point, I'm just band-aiding, I'm just medicating, and I'm just doing the very best I can do because I have no idea really what is going on. And then it got to the point where I would have all of the symptoms, including the fever sometimes, but I would test negative for the kidney and bladder infection. And that's when the bells went off inside my head. And I said, oh my gosh, okay, we have to do something different, because obviously what I'm doing isn't working. This isn't even a Band-Aid anymore. This isn't even putting a Band-Aid on it. This is constant chronic shit is what it is. And it was miserable, and it was stopping me from living the life that I needed to live. So this is when I really started looking out for alternatives to healing. And because at this point, my old ways of doing things were not working anymore. So if those of you that are watching today, if you have had issues in your past that were just not really resolvable, or you understand what I'm saying here, put a 1 in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And So join in with us. Let me know you're here. But so I actually decided that I needed to seek out some alternative. And so this is what came up for me, this inner child healing. And I spent some time doing my healing, spent some time with other people doing healings. And it became very apparent to me that I had some anger issues going on. And it was manifesting in my body down in those lower region in our chakra areas in the sacral and that solar plexus area with the kidneys. And I had some work to do. There was a lot of anger in there. And because of my childhood and the way that I was raised, and I realized I had a lot of anger towards my parents. Now, I've said it before, my parents are not bad people. We just didn't jive all the time, and we still don't jive like some days. And so I had to go back and really take a good look at myself and realize this was about me. And this was the energetic baggage that I had carried all this time. And it was turning into this, that energetic reaction to my past, to my childhood, had resulted in these issues today. Because I 100% now know and believe that we are energy first, then it transforms into the physical. And those energies, those emotions, those feelings, and those beliefs have to go somewhere, especially when they are heavy, heavy hitters. And the heavy hitters are the ones that I call, that is the anger and the sadness and the sorrow and the depression and the rage, all those things that we think are so bad, but it's almost like they attract each other. So every time we have more anger, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it keeps building on itself. The body has to react to it some way. So things usually break down inside the body. So for me, that's what had happened, is that I had started having kidney and bladder infections. Sorry, my throat gets all nasty when I talk a lot. So anyway, and so I had manifested this, so to speak, because of where I had been in my past and my feelings. Now, my feelings and emotions, there was nothing wrong with them. It's just I needed to work through with them. I needed to make sense out of them, and I needed to make that okay. Sorry, I'm going to cough here for a minute. So I just needed to work through them, and that's what I did. So I spent lots of time working through my anger, deciding, why am I so angry at my dad? Why am I so angry at my mom? What is it about my past? What is it about my childhood? A lot of it came from what I talked about yesterday when my brother committed suicide. There was a lot of anger tied up in that, as you can imagine. There was feelings and emotions and beliefs. I was actually kind of mad at him. I was angry at him for a long time. The day that I got married, I was freaking pissed at him because he was supposed to be there at my wedding. And he was not. And when my kids were born, he wasn't there. And it got easier with time. But, you know, when someone chooses to leave the world on their own, there's some anger involved in that. And there's nothing wrong with those emotions and those feelings. It's what we do with them. And this is where that inner child healing comes in. So I love the story yesterday of the baby elephant. For those of you who missed it, there's, you know, the baby elephant that was tied to the post. And it stayed there and it just did what it knew. And because that's what it was taught and that's what it was programmed to. And then eventually the rope was taken off and it still stayed there. It didn't move. And it did that because that's what its belief was, is that this is what it had to do. And this is what it was told to do, was programmed to do. And we all have those beliefs and things that come up for us. We all have feelings and emotions that need to go. Yesterday we talked a little bit about our childhood and the feelings that we have from it. You know, there is this misconception that if we had this beautiful life and we lived in the white picket fence, that we don't have any issues. You know, one of the stories that I was told this morning with our inner child healing is, you know, this girl, she went on vacation with her family and she had spent all summer earning money, and her mom wouldn't give her the money when they went on vacation. And to her, that told her she didn't matter. No, this doesn't make our parents bad people. Our parents, all of our parents have screwed us up. I'm a parent. I've screwed my kids up. I know that. I accept that. It's just stepping into a place of owning your own stuff as you step into your adult life and learning and understanding that those stories and those beliefs and those emotions are not yours to keep anymore. And that is where the healing comes in. That is where we really step into this inner child healing. When I've done inner child healing for people and for myself, it is one of the most transformational things you can do for yourself. And that's what I absolutely, absolutely love about this work, is that it transforms people in a short period of time. and the results are freaking phenomenal. So I wanted to go through some of the emotions here for a minute. I was thinking about all the different emotions, and I did not name them all. We would be here all day, but I just did. So anger is one of the emotions that we feel. When I work with people, I see anger as hot lava. I literally see hot lava rolling through their body. And that's when I know somebody is truly, truly pissed off. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's what we're going to do with it. Most of the time, we're mad at ourselves because we are pissed off, or we've shoved it so far back that we don't even realize we are, and it comes boiling out like lava on innocent people in our lives because we have unhealed wounds to take care of. But that anger can turn into, and I've seen it many times, into cancer, inflammation in the body, pain in the body. And that inflammation, usually that's what I see as, that's their pain, is usually when I see it in their body. When I see all that red lava all over in there, I'm like, oh, you have lots of pain, don't you? You've got some back pain, knee pain, like we've got all sorts of stuff going on. That can be fibromyalgia stuff, or, rheumatoid arthritis, those type of things where there just is lots of pain in the body involved. Hidden secrets can turn into tumors and masses over time. And I'm not talking about little tiny secrets here. I'm talking about major secrets, keeping, things from our kids for years and years and years. What was the story I just heard from one of my clients, that she always felt like she was different and she looked different from her sister, and she never understood until many years later when her mom was in the hospital with a major tumor, that her sister's dad was not her dad, and that is not what they had been told all those years. So these are like deep, I'm not talking little tiny secrets, I'm talking like major secrets that should have been talked about a long time ago. Not healing a broken heart. I have seen many people drop dead. I call it from a broken heart, literally that unhealed grief, that unhealed hurt, unresolved things, heart attack, heart issues, the hidden feelings that you don't want to deal with. Usually those are things that we hide from ourselves. That's within our back and our shoulders, and that's our neck pain. It can also be lower back pain. When I see people under a lot of stress and they're beating themselves up, I usually see it here in the neck area and down their back a little bit into that higher back. All of these emotions carry a physical response for you. And like I said, these are just some of them. There's many others. If you're interested in learning more, I freaking love this book. I don't have anything to do with it. I don't get nothing for that, but I love Your Body Speaks Your Mind. This book is amazing. You can Google any of your issues, and it will tell you what the energetic response is to those and what it could be, and what are some things that you can look at to help you heal. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, that is an amazing book for that. So let's see, I have to look at my notes. So sorry, I messed up all my notes here. Anyway, so our bodies and our emotions carry that physical response for us. So, really take a good look. What's going on in your body? Most of us never ask ourselves or take a minute to tap into yourself and see what's really going on. And we ignore it until it builds up and we have some serious physical issues going on. We're in a lot of pain. We don't really know why. All these unanswered questions. And it's not that we don't need medical attention. You do need medical attention. We need to take care of it on that end of it. But you also need to look at the energetic side of this and the healing side of it and what is really going on. To me, it all goes hand in hand together in our healing process. And this is where these physical symptoms, we can bring them into healing. I can't tell you how many people have come to me and they've had pain somewhere, and we go look at it, work through it, and it's gone. Like it just goes away. I worked with another girl just a little bit ago. She came to me, and I've seen her a few times. She couldn't understand. She had been struggling for years with weight loss issues. And it's funny because I've worked with quite a few people lately on weight loss issues, which has been really ironic. It's kind of like we all go in herds together. Anyway, and so she couldn't understand why she couldn't stay motivated enough to finish out her goals and to do what she wanted to do. And she would go on for a while and do really well, and then she would get tripped up and go off it for months and then have to start over. And she was playing the yo-yo game, and she couldn't understand it. She didn't understand why she just couldn't stay focused and why she didn't have enough willpower, which, if you know me and heard me talk, it's not about willpower. But she couldn't understand why there wasn't enough willpower. And so we really tapped into her inner child to see where this was all coming from. And we had to go back many, many years to the point where she realized that she had told herself, because of her experience growing up with her parents and because of the way and things that had happened, and her belief said she wasn't worth the time. And it makes me so sad when I see this. I'm like, it just breaks my heart. But I know in my work, I've had these beliefs too, but it just breaks my heart that we all get to this place where we don't feel worthy and we don't feel loved and we don't feel like we're wanted. And that isn't truth for us. But we went back and we worked through those issues with her. And when I do inner child healing, we go in and we do deep, deep, deep healing in there. There needed to be lots of forgiveness. And some people say, why do I need to forgive myself? Because you've went on all these years and beat yourself up all these years. And sometimes we do need to do the forgiveness work with ourselves. It's not about other people. It's not about what they did to us. It's about our reaction to it and how we kind of left ourselves out to dry. We don't take time to nurture that beautiful inner child, which is what I was just talking about. I mean, how many of you ask your inner child every day what she needs? What do our kids want? They want ice cream and all the things that we're told as adults not to eat or do or be. And sometimes that's the exact thing that we need to do. And we need to nurture that part of ourselves, nurture and heal that part of ourselves and give our inner child exactly what she needed. And that's what we do inside of healing. We go back and energetically release all of that, release all of the emotions. I ask questions while we're in there. What is it that your inner child needed? What is it that she wanted the most? What did she need from that situation that she didn't get? And we just change all of this energetic inside of them. And once we did that for this client, she actually went on and she dropped 15 pounds within the next 2 weeks, and she didn't even do anything. Just releasing all that pressure on herself and releasing all those feelings and their emotions. She totally dropped 15 pounds in less than 2 weeks. And then she went on to lose more after that. So I remember her calling me and being so excited. She's like, I didn't even do anything, but I got up on the scale today and all we've done is the healing work. So, it's just taking that time to go back in there and figure this stuff out. I have a lot of people say, well, I do a lot of my own healing work. That's great. There's times when you can do that. But to me, what I found when we do inner child healing work, it takes a great deal of tapping into yourself and really being honest with yourself about the situation. And a lot of times our minds and ourselves, we don't want to go there. And we want to judge ourselves for what we thought and what we said and what we did and blah, 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 all the things. And we don't need to do that. That is not helpful in our healing process. And that's why I say when we do healing work, I love doing it with someone else. And I love doing other people's healing work because I can see things for them that they will never see for themselves. When I have people tell me I've been doing my own healing work and I keep doing the same things over and over, it's because you're not getting to the root of it. You're not getting down to the nitty gritty of what needs to be done. So that's when this is where you need someone who has experience in this, who can intuitively tap into you and see what is going on and exactly what you need and how they can help you to heal. So that is one of the other things I like to talk about. Let me look down here at my notes for a second. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about is after we do all this kind of work, because there is a period of time afterwards where inner child healing doesn't feel so fantastic. There's a time when, for some people, not everybody, when we wonder if we did the right thing. Because as we release all of these emotions, our energy is fast, our physical body is slow. And it takes time for it. We call this the integration process. And it takes time for our physical bodies to catch up with the energetic healing that we have done. And sometimes that can be a little rough. sometimes we can experience symptoms that can be a little alarming. Some that I have ran into and some that I've had clients run into are diarrhea can be one of them, as we're flushing out the system. Literally, our body does a major flush. Excessive thirst. I had one client who, before she would even come to me for healing, she would have already drank so much water that she was peeing every 20 minutes. And then she was thirsty the entire time that she was there. And then it would last for a couple of days afterwards. And then it would go away. Like, it was the craziest thing. There was nothing physically wrong with her. It's just that that was her response to getting ready for the healing work to be done and then doing it and actually flushing it out of her system. There can be tired, excessive tiredness, like just done. I've done work with people where they tell me they're in bed by 7:30. They're just done. They're just tired. They can feel it coming on. A lot of times I have people start yawning during the sessions because we're moving that energy around and they're already getting ready to do that work. Their body knows what it needs to do to get that energy out of there. So we start having these physical responses to the work that we're doing. Has any of this been helpful for you? Because I would love to hear from your comments. Let me know if you're on, say hi. Come and chat with me. Start yawning during the session. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I'll turn that down. I couldn't see my comments. That's why. Hello, there are people on. Yeah, and Alicia's saying I'm coming out of the integration process and it lasted almost a week. It is rough, and people get thrown off by that. They think that they've done something wrong, or that the healing didn't work, or that they feel worse. Sometimes I have people who have flu-like symptoms. I call that my energetic sickness. You actually feel like you kind of have the flu, but you're not really sick. There's just kind of this body aching and this general, it's kind of like when you've had a really good massage. I just saw that in my head. You've had a really good massage and things are kind of moving their way out and it can kind of feel nasty. So there is this part where our physical body has to catch up to the energy. That's sometimes the not so pretty part. I've seen people be really, really, really emotional and just be in this place of tears and crying and really not sure why. And it kind of sets them off, especially if it is something heavy. When we deal with grief or pain or sadness, or maybe you lost a loved one and that energy hasn't ever been released, and we finally do that for you, and it all just kind of floods out. And it can be a little nerving. It can be a little weird. It kind of feels a little off. There's nothing wrong. It's just your body's reaction. It's just you releasing all of those beautiful emotions that you don't have to carry around anymore. One of the good things about doing this healing that I hear a lot is I just feel lighter. I just feel like I am, I'm more energetic. I'm ready to go out and play with the kids. I'm ready to go do my thing. I just feel lighter. And that's one of the good side effects. That can come right afterwards. Usually I see that right after, and then we kind of go through the integration period and then it comes again, or it can kind of wait and it will come when your integration process is over. The integration process is different for everyone. So it just depends on how you process and what you do things. There's no right or wrong way to do this. So it's just how you work. I was just looking down at some of Melissa says, yeah, the inner child healing. It is incredible, Melissa. You've done some really cool, we've done some stuff, and you've done some cool healing. What else do we have here? Alicia says, I've experienced some inner child healing with Gina. It is important. She's saying it's so important. It really is. I don't think we realize, we take it for granted. We've all been told to suck it up. How many of you in the comments have been told just to suck it up? You were raised to suck it up. We just didn't deal with anything. Throw a one in the comments if that was you, because I want to hear. We've just been raised in this place of just get over things. And especially as women, men too, and I'm not knocking it for men. Men need healing just as much as women do. It's mostly women, though, that are more open to it. I have worked with men. They're not always as open to it. They're not as always understanding, and because they have been taught too to suck it up. and just deal with life. And we just don't feel anything. We just push it aside, push it aside, push it aside. But when we do that, that's what got us here in the beginning. That's what got us here now. That's why we're doing what we're doing, is because we've pushed it aside for way too many years. And now your body starts screaming at you with all of these physical things that are going on, asking you to take a really good look at yourself. And this is a perfect opportunity to start seeing those things. Lorraine's saying she's been told to suck it up. Yeah, it really is. Like, we have been taught, and I think it's really sad, and I think we're coming around. I do feel like we're coming around to a different time where we are being taught to embrace our feelings. But those of us who are in the old school of not dealing with them, we kind of have a hard time sometimes accepting that and being okay. The other thing that I find in doing this type of healing work, and I saw it just this morning, is the amount of time that we spend beating ourselves up over our past, and how much pressure we put on our bodies and how much pressure we put on ourselves to perform or to not perform, or to just beat ourselves up and think that we've failed because we're not where we wanted to be. Yeah, we can't even really put it into words where we want to be or what we want to be doing. And it really is, this brings on so much pressure for us. We don't even realize it, and we carry it around. People get migraines, they start beating themselves up and they're having chronic headaches. They're having, more migraines. They just don't feel well all the time. We beat the shit out of ourselves without even knowing it. We have this nice little ego, this nice little internal record that we have allowed to just go on auto for so many years. And usually that record is not playing, you're amazing and beautiful. It's usually telling you everything that we tune it out. We're getting so used to listening to it, and so we're not even paying attention to it anymore. And we just tune it out and don't allow it. We just don't hear it, but it's still going. It hasn't stopped, but it's the thing that's telling you that you're worthless and you're not worth the time. You're the shit on anybody's shoes. It's that thing that tells you that you don't deserve to be happy, that you don't deserve to have all these amazing things, that you don't deserve all of this. This is all inner child stuff. And this all turns into what we tell ourselves. You can call it the ego, you can call it the record, you can call it whatever. This is that internal voice that is going off all the time. Has anybody had issues with that? I would love to hear. Put a 1 in the comment. If you have had issues with your inner asshole, that's what we're going to call it. Excuse my mouth if you don't, because really that is one of the things that get people hung up too. And that is our way. This is what we need to work on, this internal dialogue, because I do know there are 2 parts to healing. The first part is get your healing work done. Go work on your inner child. Go work through your issues. Go work through your stuff. And then as you're doing that, we need to work on this record. And we need to start changing what we're allowing ourselves to say to ourselves, basically. We're allowing our minds to go on this autopilot, so to speak, and tell us over and over and over again that we aren't worth it, that we can't ever change, that we won't ever do anything different, that this is just the way we are. These are all freaking lies. These are not your truth. This was never anybody's truth. The truth is you can make changes. The truth is you can energetically go do your healing. The truth is that each and every one of you are worth it. You're worth whatever you want. You can have whatever you desire in this life. You just have to be the one to step forward and say, I've had enough of the bullshit and it's time to step forward and do something else. And that is when you're ready to do your work. When we step out of the old change, step out of our old rope, step out of that and decide, you know what, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do something different for myself. That is when change will happen for us. And we can do it through healing. We can start with personal development. There's many ways to do it. To me, it was stepping into my own healing work, meeting with other people to do my healing work. Meditation was a big one for me. Learning to tap into myself, learning to get my own intuition, learning to discover myself in a different way. Because the way that we have been shown is not the way that it has to be. The way that we have been shown or think that we are is through our old perceptions and our old thoughts and our old actions. And now it's time to step out of that and step into this different part of you of knowing who you can become. and having faith in yourself and not allowing yourself to beat the shit out of yourself every day. I like to tell people you would never get up and tell your kid, oh my God, you're so ugly today. I can't believe you're going to wear that shirt. I can't believe that you're going to go out looking like that. That's ridiculous. You're fat. You're stupid. You're dumb. You'll never get anything right. You'll never be able to do that. You'll never, all of these things that we say to ourselves that to me, as I say them, they just break my heart. But this is what we allow to go on in our head. And we allow it to go on. We have to stop it. We have to not allow it to be there for us anymore, because we just can't. And we have to change that inside of ourselves. And it comes with work. It comes with practice. For me, I'm 47 years old. I still do this every day. I still have to catch myself. I still have to watch myself so that I don't allow myself to go down that path. You know, we would never talk to anybody else the way that we talk to ourselves, and we shouldn't allow it anymore. This should be part of our healing. This should be part of stopping this process and learning to pay attention and tap into yourself in the morning. I like to tell people you can feel yourself when you start going down that path. Most people don't listen. They're not listening to that. They've tuned it out. It's like my waterfall over here. I can tune that out pretty good. That's just real noise to me. And that's how we do with our inner critic. But the thing that we need to understand is that you can feel it energetically before you hear it. And so if you will watch yourself, and all of a sudden you're going through your day and all of a sudden you kind of feel the little slump and you're looking around in your world and nothing changed, that's when you need to look up here, because something did change. You told yourself something about a situation. You allowed something to come out that shouldn't have, and it's stopping it in its tracks, apologizing to yourself, and then moving forward and doing something different. Just being aware of it is how this process works. So there's two parts to it. We go do the healing, we go change those belief systems, and then we change our patterns so that we can show up in a different way. So does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, anything that I can help you with? Looks like my comments are super delayed today. I see some thumbs up. Did you, I hope you enjoyed your chat today. I'm honored to be able to come on here and be with you and share with you what I have learned. For me, it's been a fantastic 15 years. It's been a little rough and bumpy at times, because that's how doing our healing work is. It's a little rough and bumpy, and it's okay. It's designed to be rough and bumpy. If it's not, you might want to check things out and do something different. So I hope you enjoyed our time today. I thank you for logging on and being on with us. And I will go through and look at comments after I'm done, because apparently I'm not allowed to read comments today. That's okay. It keeps me from getting distracted. So I love you all. I thank you for your time, and I'll see you again tomorrow. I can't wait for to see what Spirit has for us tomorrow. So I'll see you all then. Bye-bye for now.